Antarctica boasts an enormous area, spanning 14.25 million square kilometers, larger than 1.5 times the size of China. Yet, it remains perpetually covered in ice and snow, with an average temperature persistently below -30 degrees Celsius. It's highly unsuitable for large-scale human habitation, with icy landscapes as far as the eye can see. Despite these harsh conditions in this remote and desolate land, Japan has shown immense interest, annually investing substantial funds in Antarctica. Is Japan acting foolishly? What exactly does it aim to achieve in Antarctica? In this video, we'll focus on Japan's relocation plan, covering the following topics. What's in Antarctica? Japan's activities in Antarctica. Japan's relocation plan. Another option for Japan. Antarctica may seem cold on the surface, but beneath its 2,000 kilometers of ice, it holds 72% of the world's freshwater resources, mostly locked in ice form. Beneath its surface minerals, abundant rare minerals have been detected, including uranium, just a fraction of the vast treasures Antarctica holds. Essential resources for human industrial activity like petroleum and natural gas are also abundant in Antarctica. The current discovered reserves alone could sustain humanity for hundreds of years. However, this data has only gradually been discovered by China in recent decades. Japan, upon obtaining exploration data, kept this information concealed, fearing others would discover these resources. Actions, however, speak louder than words. Faced with such a treasure trove, Japan began strategically capitalizing on Antarctica's riches, eagerly and silently establishing its presence, harboring great desires for the continent. Japan commenced establishing research stations in Antarctica post-World War II, presently operating 39 such stations and over 160 research facilities. Contrastingly, since China established its Great Wall Station in 1985, it has only managed to set up 5 research stations: Zhongshan, Kunlun, Taishan, and the Ross Sea New Station, the latter still under construction with no set completion date. A simple comparison of these data points reveals Japan's ambitions in Antarctica. Constructing so many research stations, Japan presents lofty justifications, claiming to focus on protecting the marine environment in Antarctica, the last pristine sanctuary. However, as an island nation, Japan's blatant discharge of Fukushima nuclear wastewater into the ocean reveals a lack of genuine concern for marine health. Moreover, Japan frequently flouts international conventions, engaging in large-scale whaling operations near Antarctica, which are difficult to reconcile with marine environmental protection. In 2017, Japan callously slaughtered over 300 minke whales during whaling operations in Antarctica, disregarding international law. When globally exposed, Japan's fisheries agency not only refused to apologize but defended its actions. Japan hasn't violated the 1986 global ban on whaling. Our 83-day whaling activity in the Antarctic Ocean isn't aimed at killing whales but studying the Antarctic ecosystem. Our whaling activities are completely legal and compliant, conducted for scientific research. When journalists queried Japan about the outcomes of their so-called scientific research, Japanese representatives enthusiastically stated, the majority of the slaughtered whales were mature individuals, capable of independent reproduction, indicating these whale populations thrived. This statement shocked everyone present. An arrogant and unreasonable research approach repeated yearly by Japan in Antarctica, despite Japan itself consuming minimal whale meat. Many experts view Japan's actions as a diversion tactic. The actual intent, they believe, is to explore the marine environment surrounding Antarctica, a realm still shrouded in mystery for humanity. Although countries worldwide signed the Antarctic Treaty, designating Antarctica as an unclaimed territory, this treaty is set to expire in 2048, leaving the future uncertain. Countries that possess extensive data on Antarctica will undoubtedly leverage this knowledge for their benefit. Beneath the Antarctic ice, countless resources lie buried, while the surrounding oceans teem with unexplored wealth. Japan allows its fishing vessels free passage in and out of Antarctica's domain, disregarding the potential ecological impacts of their harvesting activities while collecting data. Amidst global warming, Antarctica's glaciers are rapidly melting, causing a gradual rise in sea levels. As an island nation, Japan faces imminent peril, fearing its potential disappearance from world maps. Coupled with frequent natural disasters, including frequent tsunamis and earthquakes, Japan faces heightened sinking risks. Consequently, the Japanese have set their sights on Antarctica. However, the hostile climate there doesn't favor large-scale human migration, rendering it a mere resource-plundering ground for Japan. Addressing the century-old dilemma of relocating a vast Japanese population in the event of Japan's submersion, Japan has long paved its retreat. Under the guise of Japanese emigration, Japan has spent exorbitant sums purchasing extensive foreign lands. Post-World War II, Japan initiated its overseas land acquisition plan. In 2020, Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare quietly disclosed staggering data. Japan owns an astounding 1.15 million square kilometers of land overseas, primarily purchased within Brazil's borders. To comprehend this data, the 1.15 million square kilometers equates to the combined land area of 3 present-day Japan mainlands. Such vast terrain could comfortably accommodate the entire Japanese population for collective migration, leaving an ample surplus. Brazil has long been referred to as a second homeland by the Japanese. Not only has a vast amount of land been sold to the Japanese, but even the Brazilian populace is gradually becoming more Japanese. A simple comparison of population ratios tells the story. According to official Brazilian data, Brazil's total registered population is less than 300 million, with Japanese immigrants comprising 2 million, equating to roughly 1 in 150 individuals being Japanese. And this figure is continuously on the rise. Japanese immigrants in Brazil haven't assimilated into Brazilian local culture. Instead, they've formed an exceptionally tight-knit community. They reside in specific areas, sharing common lifestyles and language, resembling a small Japanese enclave. Moreover, the Japanese have begun propagating their culture among Brazilians, introducing summer festivals and sumo wrestling to Brazil on a fixed, regular schedule. Initially, Brazilians looked down on Japanese sumo, considering it mere monkey tricks, the sight of 2 hefty men grappling on a stage, seemingly distasteful. The Japanese vehemently countered this view, even securing primetime slots on Brazilian television to publicize and glorify sumo wrestling as a pinnacle of pure Japanese culture. They organized a string of events, fervently inviting Brazilian celebrities to participate. Under such a relentless onslaught, Brazilians gradually succumbed. They not only ceased resistance but willingly embraced sumo, actively participating in matches themselves. This attracted a wave of fervent Japanese sumo enthusiasts, heralding it as a facet of manly romance. As for the summer festivals, they become an essential event for Brazil's younger generation, rivaling the lively scenes of Brazil's New Year celebrations. The seamless propagation of Japanese culture in Brazil isn't merely due to the Japanese's financial investments but also closely ties in with the tacit consent of Brazil's upper echelons. An increasing number of Japanese immigrants have started assuming important leadership roles in Brazil. Since the end of World War II, Japanese immigrants consciously gravitated toward Brazil's centers of power, peaking around the 1980s. These immigrants had considerable wealth before arriving in Brazil. Setting up lucrative projects like plantations locally, they amassed substantial fortunes. Then, through means like bribing officials, more Japanese immigrants entered politics. 1 led to 2, 2 led to 3, Japanese politicians became an undeniable force in Brazil. Japan's mainland, far across the ocean, also lent its support, continually bringing projects to boost their performance. The status of Japanese immigrant politicians rose correspondingly. Moreover, Brazil's electoral system relies on popular votes. If Japanese immigrants can secure a certain proportion among Brazilians, they can lawfully become the new masters of Brazil without firing a single shot. Should Japan indeed sink, Brazil, the second homeland for the Japanese, might likely transform into their primary homeland. Coupled with the ceaseless resources from Antarctica, Japan could revive itself and rise again. This is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We genuinely appreciate your support.